What's brappin', Nitro Nation? We got an engine ready to go into the DBXL, and we got some parts to install onto it, so let's do that. First things first, I put the pull start outerwears on off camera because I thought that'd be boring. I also did the crankcase outerwears off camera, as well as I installed the Killer Bee kill switch. Let's remove and replace this spark plug, since this is the one that came on it. I don't know a thing about it. They're about $2, so why not? This is the NGK CMR 7H. Could get a platinum iridium one, but just that washer we got crushed for the first time. Perfect. That's one thing done. Next thing we got is la cover. That's good. So here's something like that. Assuming that's going to go in there something like that. It's been a while. Something like that. Everything's on. Now the engine's ready to go in the car. Engine is in. Linkage is all set up. Now it's time for the exhaust. Now, I am reusing the old exhaust gasket for now. I just want to get this up and going. So I have an exhaust gasket on the way, but we're going to reuse this one for now. Just a quick tip. To get maximum performance out of any engine, it's always best to port match everything. So we slide this gasket on here. And if you can see, the gasket's not in the way of the exhaust port. That's how you want it. That's just going to make it so the exhaust flows as freely as it can. Same goes with this header. We have this perfect template of the exhaust. So all we have to do is line this up. And as you can tell, that exhaust can be opened up slightly. Free power right there. So there we go. She's port matched. All I really did was I made it even, like, there was a bunch of little wavies in there. So I got all those out. There was some weld in there that I ground down. Now, if you do this yourself, don't leave that junk in there. All the material that you removed, make sure you get rid of it or it'll be bad news. Here's another look now that it's all cleaned up. Well, this thing's finally in a startable state. I think we should pour some gas in it and see if it fires. Sounds good to me. That should be plenty. She's all primed up, chokes on. Let's give her a couple pulls. that we know the DBXL still runs, it's time to rebuild some shocks. So I'm going to show you guys a real quick tip. I have this rod end here I want to remove from the shock shafts. I bought new shock shafts because the shock shafts off the rear were a little beat. You can see this one. This is off the rear. It's got some real good marks in it. And it wasn't gonna seal, so I bought a set of new shock shafts. The ones on the front are not that bad. I'm gonna save these as a spare, but like I say, I got some new shock shafts. So I'm gonna show you how to save your rod ends, save your shock shafts without using any fancy shock shaft pliers. This is what you do. Grab 2 lock nuts, put them on. We're just going to bottom this one out. Then we're going to put this one on here. We're going to slide this wrench on to the bottom. And like I said, we're just going to lock these 2 nuts together. Now you can have the wrench on the bottom nut. Just gonna grab a wrench or something. Look at that. No damage to nothing. Didn't have to buy no fancy tools. Then when you want to release it, just have your wrench on the bottom nut. Loosen these 2 off.